Okay. And hello. This is JR Reviews, and we're Jasmine and Rachel live and in stereo, everybody. And first off, I'm gonna say that this is going to be our last review for a while because literally tomorrow I'm moving out because Jasmine and I both go to Salem State. We're roommates, and I'm from Gloucester and she's from Worcester, which are way on opposite ends of the state of Massachusetts. And it's difficult for us to get together during the summer, so this is probably going to be our last review for a while.
Yeah.
And today, we're going to talk about the Netflix series that Jasmine has been talking about for about a year.
Yeah.
And I literally just got on the bandwagon because I eventually gave in to peer pressure and watched it.
Yep. So
and that series is 13 Reasons Why.
yes. So last year it first came out on March 30th. And when it first came out, I wasn't really sure if I should watch this myself, just because I was afraid it might trigger me, because I can relate to Hannah. But then my social work class, the teacher kept talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it myself. And I watched it, and I love it, and I got my mom to watch it actually, and then I got her to watch it. And
yeah.
And I've also read the book on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
it isn't really reading, it's listening to it, so technically you're listening to it.
But my mom got me the physical book so I can read it as I'm listening to it again to get the full experience. But I have to mention this. I've heard that for people who haven't watched 13 Reasons Why, there are some people that would say they glamorize suicide. And honestly, those people that says that haven't watched the series. They don't really know exactly what's going on in a person's head and why they would do what they do. And I think everybody should watch 13 Reasons Why just because they don't sugarcoat it. And I don't believe they glamorize suicide at all. And it's I feel like it really helps, especially when they have messages in the beginning of when we started watching 13 Reasons Why, in the pilot episode, they had a video of all the cast members warning you that this might not be your type of show, and if you would watch it with an adult or a trusted friend. And then for a couple of episodes at the end, there'd be a message to be warning you that might have to do with sexual assault, and this message would be warning you that this would be depiction of suicide.
Yeah, and so she started listening to the audiobook, and like with Hannah Baker's tapes, she passed it on to me.
Yeah.
And I started listening to it, and I was like, why don't I, after each chapter or tape, watch the corresponding episode?
Yes, exactly.
And we started watching it together, and I originally had no interest in watching it. I don't know why, it just didn't seem like something I wanted to watch. But I eventually gave in to pressure. So I pretty much watched this show because of peer pressure.
Oh, yeah, okay. Don't have a price, seriously.
No, you're not.
But yeah, I was what I realized, the book and the show are a lot similar, but there are a few differences. I could see the first tape and the last tape, Justin's and Mr. Porter are 100% accurate with the book and the show, but the other tapes, they kind of they
changed
it.
Yeah, they changed the order that stuff happens in.
Yeah,
because in the book, Clay, who's the main character, his tape is number 9. Whereas in the show, he's number 11.
Exactly, and I've heard that's just because everybody wants to hear Clay's tape, and that's why they wanted to put Clay as number 11 so people can continue watching the show. Because like they were afraid that after they get Clay's tape, they will not want to continue watching it. And I think it's really genius because it shows like how that one night happened, like from Clay leaving Hannah, and then Hannah staying in the room, witnessed Bryce violated Jessica, and then leaving the party with Sherry, and hit the stop sign. So that whole night, the terrible night, pretty much started with Clay, but he's not a bad guy. He stayed good until the end, and if anything, he gotten stronger.
Yeah, in fact, like Hannah says that Clay shouldn't really be on the tapes, but she felt it was unnecessary to include him.
Exactly, to talk about her story.
And the only real difference from the show besides the order of some of the tapes, is the method in which Hannah Baker actually commits suicide. In the book, she just swallows a bunch of pills.
Yeah.
Whereas in the show, she slits her wrist open in a bathtub.
Yeah.
And like I imagine they did that because it's more visually dramatic.
Yeah.
And the series expands on a lot of stuff because the book is just Clay's perspective.
Yes.
And him listening to the tapes. And it happens like over like maybe a day or so.
Yeah, a day.
Whereas I'm not sure how long the series takes place over, but it must be like several weeks.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
And it goes into more depth about the people who are on the tapes, like what they're like and what they're going through.
Yeah, like for example, like you kind of feel bad for Justin because like when he comes home, his mom is with this boyfriend who abuses him, and you can have a feel that's why he's kind of pathetic and messed up.
Yeah, so he pretty much like lets Bryce, who's the antagonist, he's the jock guy who rapes Hannah, and that's what causes her to commit suicide.
Yeah, pretty much like at the end, but so technically Bryce owns Justin by doing these things for him to help him out, but he's not really a good friend, good guy. So I kind of feel a little bit of sympathy for Justin, but then again he is kind of pathetic, so I only have a little bit of sympathy.
Yeah.
And then I really feel bad for with Jessica, just because she came up as being a bitch, and in the present we see her as messed up. But later on we found out why she became messed up. It was because of what happened at her party, her own party, because of Bryce. And she didn't believe Hannah until Justin finally told her the truth. And then Bryce stabbed him. And then I also felt really bad for Alex, because you could tell that during the whole season he was starting to feel suicidal.
Yeah, he actually tries to commit suicide at the end of the last episode, and
well, he didn't. Well, yeah,
he tried. It sort of left open as to whether or not it worked.
Exactly.
But
it's at the end of his own tape, you see him going falling into the pool, and then he came out. So you had this idea that he is going to get suicidal.
Although the word in the street is that he didn't die. He's going to be in the next season, which comes out May 18th.
Yes.
And she's super excited about it.
Yes. And I was worried for Alex when I first saw it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's gets very intense at some points. There are points where you're at the edge of your seat and oh my god.
Yep. Especially from tape 9 on. That's when it gets really intense.
I was eating my goldfish on edge. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I can't believe that happened.
And one good tip I could give you all, if anyone of you guys haven't watched the show, I'm assuming that a lot of people who want to watch it probably have it by now. But if you haven't, there's a good way to figure out what's gonna happen in the next tape. Because it didn't happen to all of them, but in some tapes you got introduced to other people. In Jessica's tape, you see the hot chocolate friendships of Hannah, Jessica, and Alex. And then they talk about how Jessica ended their friendship over Alex's list, which is the next tape. So you have a sneaky suspicion that he'd be the next tape. And then with Marcus, when he left Hannah at the table, making Hannah feel like crap, he left. Zach came back to the table, so you have a sneaking suspicion that he'll be the next tape after that. So you kind of like Zach from that point on. Before that point, you kind of like Zach because he come up as this like sweet and gentle guy, but then he did one crummy thing to Hannah that made Hannah to have a reason.
Yeah, what he did was in one of their classes they have this like these like bags that people put like anonymous compliments in.
Yes. Yep.
And he stole Hannah's bag, and so she never got any compliments.
Yeah, especially and like she kind of had an idea that it probably was him because like it happened right after she told him to leave her alone.
Yeah, because like in the beginning of the series, Hannah gets this reputation, this undeserved reputation,
yes,
for being a slut.
Yep.
And
like guys would like grab her ass or look at her ass and
yeah, because like Alex made a list. Alex was involved with making this list of rating girls by their body parts.
Yep.
And Hannah got best ass.
And Jessica got worst ass.
Yeah, and that's what caused their friendship to break down. And this show perfectly captures how petty teenagers are.
Yeah, well then again, like it's before they get done developing.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the bag, when I was reading about that, my gut reaction was, what a drama queen. But then like a couple seconds later I was thinking like, yeah, I'd probably act the same way because I'm a drama queen.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, like I like how when Tony mentioned like how she was drama, she was too much. Yeah, she probably made things a lot worse. But I can understand, like at that point in time, she was so alone. She needed those compliments.
Yeah, and
she needed a cute bunny that, like we know that it was Clay that keep giving her cute bunnies.
Yeah, that's adorable. Can we all talk about how adorable Clay is?
Yes.
Yeah, Clay, who's the main character, he's the one who gets the tapes and is trying to figure out this sort of mystery about what happened to Hannah Baker.
Yes. And of course, like he lied to his mom that like he never knew her. They were just acquaintances. But as we can see, he knew Hannah. Like he walked with her. They went to school together, and you realize that he deeply really loved Hannah.
Yeah, they were in love, you would say.
Yeah, but they were too shy to admit their feelings to each other. And
now she's dead, so.
But I mean. But one of my favorite scenes I just have to print up is on it was on Connie's tape at the dance when they finally got to dance together. I mean, I love that moment.
Yeah,
but then of course things happen.
Yeah, it was very romantic.
They would dance to their song.
What's the name of the song?
When we first met.
When we first met?
Yeah.
By?
I forgot who it was by.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the soundtrack is really good.
Oh yes, definitely.
And
it's like, Tony plays like tapes, so like he played that song at the dance because he was the DJ.
Yeah.
But
and also let's talk about our resident guardian angel, Tony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all love Tony.
And he's the guardian angel of the show.
Yeah, he's the guy that Hannah entrusted with the tapes, and it's his responsibility to make sure that the tapes get passed on from person to person.
Yes. Yep.
And he always seems to be there at the right moment.
Oh yeah.
And he's everywhere and always seems to show up at the right moment
to save Clay. Yeah.
To save Clay, and he's the guardian angel.
Yes, definitely.
And also maybe Hermes, the god of messengers.
Yeah.
We also came up with that.
Yeah, with Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Figure out who is who.
Yeah, we like to do that with the things we're interested in.
Yeah.
So.
And I really like later on, Tony, like this was at the point